Today we're going to be talking about the ATM business in 2024 to help you guys get started going into the new year's with a new business, a new mindset. And today I have my guest, Arman Cartwright. Glad to have you back with me, brother. My name is Anthony. If you are new here, thank you for subscribing. We are almost at 700 subscribers. I appreciate all you guys. Today we got some very exciting topics to talk about. We first gave you the business structure and how to get started in the first video, gave you a lot of insight, a lot of information, but today we're going to be giving you the backstory on who our guest is and his challenges and how he overcame it and how he got to where he is today at such a young age. This young man has done great things and he's taken it to a new level. So with that being said, I want to give the floor to Arman so he can tell you about how he got started with the ATM business and how you can do the same thing.
What's going on, guys? My name is Arman Cartwright, owner and founder of Fortress Financial ATM Business. I just want to thank Anthony here for having me back on. Please go check out the first video. The first video was very informational. If you like this content, please like, comment, subscribe. I'll be happy to, give you all the details and information. My Instagram is ACE__34. And if you guys want any information, please inbox me, reach out. I'm very open to any questions that you may have and love to answer them for you.
What was it that made you say, I want to be an entrepreneur? This is the lane I want to take going into ATMs, because we see them all the time, but we rarely hear anyone talking about, I want to invest in ATM or I have ATMs.
No, that's a great question. What made me get into it is because I've seen a lot of individual people talk about it, honestly. I mean, just started from just watching this YouTube alone. Watching YouTube and watching Instagram, people saying that they started ATM business and everything like that, but they never told you the background and like the details about it, and that was the hardest part of where to start. So one day I went to the gas station and the owner came from behind the desk. I told him that it wasn't working. The ATM wasn't working. He came from behind his desk and opened up the ATM machine, and then he refilled it right in front of me, which I was surprised because a lot of people aren't really feel safe doing that in front of people. But he felt 100% safe because I was a regular customer, and he came from behind the desk, opened up the ATM, and filled up the money with the ATM, like right in front of me. I said, I never knew that individual people could own it. I always thought that the banks own it and that the Brinks truck come in and refill them by themselves. But they said since it was a business, they was able to buy it for themselves, which is very interesting. So that really opened my eyes, and I asked him who to call. And he gave me the number that was on the ATM machine. So if you look at any ATM machine, if it's not a bank account, if you see Cardtronics, ATM Depot, and even Northern America, that's an ATM business too. If you look on the machine, it tells you the exact number to where to call to get one, if you ever want to start one. And also the website's on there too, which it tells you how to get started with an ATM business. So when you look at the machine next time, when you see it, because as Anthony already said, they're everywhere. So if you see on the machine, and actually look at the little sticker that's on the safe in the bottom, it tells you exactly where to call, who to call, and then when you call that number, or just look up ATM Depot or Cardtronics, and it'll tell you exactly how to start an ATM business and also where to go.
You look fear right in the face.
Yeah. Exactly.
No hesitation.
No hesitation.
Right up on it. And that's, that's how you got to this position, taking opportunity. He didn't wait for opportunity to happen. He took it. Who do I call? Right. What do I need to do? Mm-hmm. Man, that's great. So the next question will be startup costs. What are some of the startup costs getting into this business? How much does it cost?
For GenMega, that's the ATM brand of the business that I do. GenMega is the only machine that I purchased.
Can you spell that for them?
Yeah, GenMega is GEN Mega MEGA, and then it's 2500. So 2500. So GenMega 2500 is the machine brand, right? You can look it up on you can look at it on Google and pop up, right? But for that machine alone, through Cardtronics, the brand that I use personally, and ATM Depot, through that brand alone, it's 2500. Sometimes plus tax, it equals 2700. So be prepared for 2700. And that's how much it costs to get the machine and the technician, and for them to ship it to you in 2 weeks. and for you to receive the machine at the location that you get it at.
And that's for a new.
Brand new machine, ATM machine from Gen Mega 2500. Now, Hyosung, Hyosung. Hyosung is usually cheaper. So keep that in mind too. So Hyosung is usually cheaper, but when you look up the reviews for Hyosung, those are the ones that usually have a lot of malfunctions by itself. And when it has malfunctions, then you have to pay a technician to come back out there through the company that you buy it from, and then they have to come back out and fix your machine. So that's why I always go with Gen Mega. If you go to any gas stations or even casinos, you probably will see a Gen Mega besides a Hyosung.
And you better off just getting that model, saving money instead of trying to be cheap because it'll cost you more to fix it.
For sure.
And okay, so we want to talk about contracts.
Yeah.
Do you always keep contracts on you in case you run into opportunities and you go somewhere, you see that this place doesn't have an ATM, you can just make an agreement with that person and have contact right with you.
Yeah.
Go ahead, put it there and get that, and then have the ATM sent to that location.
I definitely take multiple different approaches. It depends on what location it is. So if they don't have a machine, sometimes people are just naturally not interested. And if they're not interested, then you come back into a suit or your brand on your button-up T-shirt. Really come back looking professional. If you walk into a place with a hoodie or a T-shirt or not looking like a professional, then most likely you already lost their attention, because 90% of communication is nonverbal. So when you approach somebody, you want to approach correct, right? So come back with a suit, turtleneck, anything that you look professional in with your brand, with a button-up, half button-up. Go into the location, and then you talk to them appropriately, right? So when you talk to them, you want to ask them, are they even interested in having an ATM? If they say no, then this is when you enter a whole nother conversation on the reason why, and then switch that conversation on the reason why they should have one, right? The reason why they should have one is for multiple reasons, right? Processing fees, card processing fees cost a lot now, right? So as inflation is going up, right, people are raising their prices. So card processing fees are going up now, right? Which you have in an ATM business, you could say, hey, you don't got to pay card processing fees no more, right? There's no extra payment. I give you a check of 15, 30, even 5 or 10% of my net proceeds, right? So net proceeds mean that you already spent the profits for your the things you have to pay for, like insurance, Wi-Fi, for the ATM, right? So you already paid those things off, right? And once you pay those things off, now you give the owner 15, 20, 30% of your net proceeds, right? So when you do the math, you realize it's not that much, but they get an extra money on top of the regular paycheck. So they really getting, like if a barber pays $60 for a haircut, they get extra money at the end of the month or end of the bi-weekly by you of giving them the profits of net proceeds, which is extra money, which I'll never turn out extra money. But that's how I really get them to move away from the no. And now if they say yes, that they're interested, that's an easier conversation that you guys already know how to handle. But if they say no to it, those are some things that I reach out to. Extra money, card processing fees, and just for them not to pay anything. You don't have to pay anything to own an ATM inside your business. You don't got to pay they don't have to pay the Wi-Fi. They don't got to pay the insurance. They don't got to pay no taxes. Everything's good for you. So that's really the path I take when they say no.
When he's talking about negotiation.
In negotiation, for sure.
Why you should take my services, what I can do for you and help your business make more money. That's what he's okay.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay.
The location says, yeah, I'm interested in having an ATM. Really look around the location and actually understand, because maybe they don't have products for you that will help you, if that makes sense. So maybe they're only open on weekends besides weekdays, So now they only open on maybe Friday, Saturday, and Sunday they're off. And then Monday they're off, Tuesday off. So that you're not really making that much of a profit each month from them being open. You're only working 6 days out of that month, right? So, or maybe 8 days. But you just don't want to just jump on any place that says yes to, because that was my biggest mistake, right? So my first place that I ever got was at a nightclub. that nightclub's only open on Fridays and Saturdays. But in my mindset, I'm like, man, you're gonna make so much money. But really at the nightclub, they're taking out 200, 100, 300. But obviously you can put a limit on your ATM, by the way. But if you can't put a limit on your ATM, well, not if you can, but you can. But even if your limit has to be above 100. So even if it's above 100, the limit can be at 100 or above. So if people are still taking out $100 bills, you want a place that would be like a convenience store or arcade. During those times, now it's a lot cheaper because they only need $20. You know, all right, so sure, the quantity is lower now, right? So if they taking out $200, $300, they only getting charged a surcharge fee that you set up for them. So now maybe like $4.30, $4.75. So you're exchanging that $200 for only $4.75. You want to take out less quantity. So anybody that's taking less quantity, which is at a convenience store, arcades, or anywhere like that, besides a nightclub, which they take out $400, $600, $200, $100, they take big quantity out as much as they can, so they can pay drinks for everybody or pay for everyone to come into the club too. So just be mindful of that while looking for a location as well.
What was the foot traffic like? You said a nightclub, right?
Yeah.
What was the foot traffic like? Like how many people?
So foot traffic would be high. But the thing is about foot traffic, sometimes, like I said, they're paying for other people behind them too at a nightclub. But if you have inside an arcade, the foot traffic is perfect. You want at least above 10 people to use your machine every day. Okay? So really keep that in mind. Above 10 people use it every single day. That's not really that hard as you think. As long as they're open, 10 people will use it every day. I mean, that's an 8-hour shift for people to come in. So at least one person or two people got to use it every day, which is very highly possible if they have 1,000 people coming in every day as a regular customer. Understand? So definitely keep that in mind. The foot traffic has to be a 10 or above each and every single day. Now, if it's only open on weekends, take those 10 out of the weekdays, so 50 people, and then move that to the weekends. So you have to have 50 to 60 people if it's only open for 2 days out of the week. So 50, 60 people a day is huge for weekends. Now, if it's a nightclub, yes, you have to put more money into it, but that's still important for you, right? So really keep that in mind.
I was asking because if it's a higher foot traffic, that means you could charge a higher fee, right? And then you make the more profits you make, the more commissions you can give to the club owner. So you gotta still make money together.
Most definitely. That's why you see different price ranges for ATM machines. If it's at a nightclub, then yes, you can charge more, right? At an arcade, you probably got to charge a little less. Convenience stores probably got to charge a little less because people need their cash for sure, quick and fast. But a lot of people get transactions. But at a nightclub or at a dispensaries, you can charge a little more too, because people really want that cash really fast. So you can charge a little more at those locations. The lounges or dispensaries, keep those in mind while looking for locations. I'll still say nightclubs, especially if they're open on weekends. That's fine, but just make sure the foot traffic is really good. If the foot traffic is really good, then your profit will be really good too. So really keep those locations in mind. But even if it's a nightclub and only open on weekends, once again, you have to put more money inside the machine too.
Okay. How much money? All right. So when you get the ATM, how much money should you load it with starting out?
Yeah. I always suggest people to start out with $1,000 just so you can see how fast it goes. So like I said, to purchase the ATM machine is $2,700 brand new, right, from Cartronics or ATM Depot. So once you pay that $2,700, you need an additional $1,000 for you to have to put into the ATM machine. Once you put that cash into the slot ATM machine and the security box and all that stuff, you close the machine, that money electronically goes right back into your account within a day or two. If it's the weekend, it'll be 2. If it's a weekday, it'll be the next day. That money electronically goes back into your account. A lot of people, from when I do consultations, they always ask me, how does it electronically go back into your account? Well, the person that's using their card, your customer that uses your ATM is using that card. That surcharge fee is adding the additional money to the card, right? So if they ask for a $20 bill and your surcharge fee is $4.75, right? It's charging them $24.75. And that $24.75 electronically goes back into your account. Cardtronics ATM Depot is holding the profits, right? Until you write down on that fill-in sheet if you want your profits to come weekly, bi-weekly, or monthly, right? If you want it weekly, then at the end of the week, you get your profits. If you want it bi-weekly, you get your profits. And if you want it monthly, like I do, I get my profits at the end of the month, right? So boom, you still get your 1,000 back the next day, or the $20 back the next day that they use to get the card. You still get that back the next day. So that money you get to put right back into the machine the next day, stack it up, put it back in the slot. That's why you never lose at $1,000 because you're always good with it.
How do you get notifications that your cash is low, or how do you know how much money you made today?
Yeah, that's a great question. It's called Columbus Data Services, right? CDS, right? Columbus Data Services will keep up with how much money is left in your ATM, and they send you notifications the whole time. And also, they send you notifications the whole time, and they keep track of how many transactions you have each day, right? So each day, it keeps track of how many transactions happen today. You can count. You can click on the transaction that happens, and it tells you how much they charged them, how much money they took out, and any additional fees that may have happened. So that app is so grateful because you really get to keep up with all the machines that you have, right? So even if you get to 20, 30, or 100 machines, they're all on that Columbus Data app that Cardtronics ATM Depot both provide. Now, you can also hit up some processing people too that do individual work too as well that you can find online. You can find online at Facebook Marketplace. You can find them on Instagram. If you look up processing ATM processors, they all got their own individual businesses that you can look up to as well that will keep up with that information too. I personally like Columbus Data Services because they come through the business of Cardtronics ATM Depot, so you don't have to pay no additional fees to them at all. But for individual processors, you got to pay additional fees.
How did it feel to get your first ATM place?
I was so excited, but also I was so nervous because you just don't know how the money is going to come right back into your account. I think that was the most nervous record thing because you never knew when the money is leaving, how you getting it back. You know, this is a lot of money. You know, am I going to make my profits back? You never know all those questions that, I'm answering all today that, now I'm very experienced. But back then, you're just so excited that you just got it up. I think that was the best feeling that I had for sure, besides me and my fiance proposing. But, definitely that was one of the biggest feelings I ever had because, that was something that I believed in. A lot of people didn't else believe in, and so that was awesome.
How do you set or manage your money? The money that you make from this business, how do you reinvest that back into your business?
Well, that's a great question. So for me personally, I purchased my first ATM through credit. I think that was probably the smartest thing I ever did. So let's like you said, it's New Year's. So it's New Year's now and everyone get ready for tax season. When you get your tax return money, I didn't spend that money on like just all liquid cash to the ATM because you need money to put inside the ATM. So what I did was I opened up a credit card and I paid the credit card until it gave me an increase to pay $2,700 for an ATM business. And so I purchased the ATM through my credit card. When I got my ATM, which is 2 weeks, I put all that money, that my liquidated cash, into the ATM. So now when you get your profits, you can just pay off your card. And when the card is paid off, now you can just purchase another ATM off of it. So now your credit is going up higher. Your credit is getting stronger. You're having a credit increase every time you pay it. So you're getting cash back every time. That's just more helpful because you can keep the liquidated cash rotating in the ATM and you're getting your profits on top of that. So that's why I always say, starting a business, I always tell my the people that I consult, that starting a business with credit, you get to just use that credit card, right? But you get to pay it through the profits that you get. So now I'm reinventing my own business. So when that business flips, you get to flip another ATM business. You now you got two. You still got the liquidated cash. Put it into the ATM. Boom. Now you got 3. Everything is just rotating through there.
This man just told you guys how to leverage credit to use it for business. I preach business credit very heavily and strongly. Encourage all of you guys to check out some of my videos on business credit, and I'll be posting more information on that. That is a gem right there. Can you say that one more time? You first started it with what?
Yeah. I first started with credit. And when I started with credit, you just keep rotating with the profits that you get, and I pay off my credit card. And when you pay it off, it's going to keep increasing. Get another ATM machine, another ATM machine, another ATM machine. Next thing you know, you have 5. And you still got the liquidated cash that you started with. But you're just using the profits to pay off the credit card.
I don't even know what to say, man. I wish I would have knew that first starting out with business. Before you use your own money, use their money first. You know what I'm saying? Not only did he say he used the money to leverage the business, he gets cash back from it. So he used the benefits of a good credit is unbeatable. So one more question I have for you: security. Is there any security that we need when we first get an ATM to prevent from like hacks or stuff? Because credit fraud is while we're on the topic of credit fraud is at an all-time high. You know what I'm saying? And you see people getting their ATMs hacked or like putting the little things over it, and all like the skims. There are all types of different things.
Yeah.
Is there anything that we should be looking out for or put on our ATMs to prevent fraud? How do we manage the security of that?
That's another reason why I say purchasing a new ATM is always better than buying a used ATM. Purchasing a new ATM, it comes with a camera, and that camera is always working, right? Through Columbus Data app. So you get to see all the transactions happen on Columbus Data app. So if someone enters their card or even puts the fake machine, the fake looking machine on the
skimming.
Yes, all that stuff. You can see them do that, report them. Even if they wear a mask, if you can report the date and time to show that you're not liable of it, it protects you and your business. So if someone does say like, oh, this machine scammed me, I never got my money and all this stuff, someone took my $100,000 out of my card, that still protects you. And also, it also protects the company too, because they had nothing to do with it as well. So just keeping that in mind, because the new machines come with cameras, but buying a used machine, you have to access it, learn how to control it, and you have to find out a processor to find out can they continue to use the camera and everything like that. It's really hard to do with that process, but the new ATM machines you get to keep updated with through Columbus Data Services, and you get to see everything that happens during each transaction that's going on, even if someone walks past it, or walk up to it.
What would you say would be the best life experiences throughout either life or entrepreneurship that you learned?
That's a great question. I would say the greatest one was just through communication. Like communicating and being truthful and honest on what you're saying you'll get respected, they will understand you more. And also being communicative is so important because this helps with me and my fiance and my, future wife. That helps me be truthful and honest through there, but also helps in the business world too as well. If you come in and tell them like, this is how much you can make off having an ATM machine, and these are the results that I had in my past businesses, and this is something that you don't need card processing fees no more because you just do cash only, and that helps you get your money quicker. You don't want to use Cash App, you don't want to use Apple Pay, you can't get your money quicker. Just being honest and truthful will help them respect you more. And then you're also helping their business grow as well. So you just being that and being yourself is good enough, but you have to communicate that. Closed mouths don't get fed. So you want to say how you honestly feel, but also say it in a respectful way. You can't just say it how you think it sometimes. You got to say it respectfully. I can help your business grow. You can't say this business stinks. I can help it grow. But there's different ways to say things. So really learn how to communicate, be honest and truthful, and learn how to say it in the best way possible just so people can listen to you. What about you?
Life experiences for me that I've learned, life experience for me that taught me a lot throughout entrepreneurship was not keeping all your eggs in one basket. Always have more than one thing going on. never get content or just comfortable with one thing. You know what I'm saying? If you got one thing going on and it slows up or it's taken away, because things change in today's world. We live in a crazy time right now, so things change. So you gotta be able to pivot. So with that being said, you should have multiple things going on. I'm not saying focus on multiple things. I'm saying just grow one thing, let that grow, and then go to the next thing, master that, and go to the next thing and master that. So always have more than one thing going on, because you never know what can happen in life. Life happens. You just gotta be able to pivot. That's how I would answer that question. All right.
That was a great one. That was a great one. I'm not gonna lie. And if you guys got any additional questions, please comment below. I'll be happy to come back on and answer any additional questions that you guys may have, for sure.
Can you tell them where to find you at?
Like I said before, you can always find me at Instagram at ACE__34. Contact me, inbox me, anything you want to do. I'll be happy to help.
And you also offer consultation services, correct?
Yes, I also offer consultation services. It's for consultation services as 24/7 consultation. The pricing of it, just inbox me. We can talk about it. For consultation, I help them with the whole process, a step-by-step process. I give them all my contracts, documentation, my personal contacts that I use to get my ATM up. So all those contracts and applications and everything, we walk through it step by step. And even after the consultation, you guys get 24/7 access to me, which is any additional help that you need. I'll be happy to help you, for sure.
Thank you for your time, my brother.
No problem.
You guys stay tuned. We got a lot of great things coming up this year. Make sure that you share this information with someone who can use it. Turn on post notifications. Make sure you subscribe. And go over to Armon's Instagram. Armon also has a YouTube channel. He'll be dropping content. I'm going to be getting with him to get my very own ATM, the first one. So you guys stay tuned for that. And we got a lot of more amazing things coming. I appreciate you guys, and we'll see you in the next one.
The level, turned up on the radar, AK with a laser, high low where the lungs are, put dick where cheeks at.